No citizens' remarks. So did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from the previous meeting? We did. Turn on the meeting.
I make a motion we accept the minutes as read.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence. I have correspondence from Dunn Engineering. Good afternoon, Mayor Ball. This is Brian with Dunn Engineers. I had called a couple weeks ago and left a message for you at City Hall. We're working on putting things together for your sewer project. And I had called looking for any sewer drawings the town may have. The lady I spoke with said she wasn't sure who I had talked to, so I left a message for you. Fred is aware of your records room. He wasn't sure if any of the drawings may be there. Can you look? We are going to be up at your way on June 8th and wondered if yourself or the operator may be able to assist us in finding these drawings or let us into the records room below. Thank you for your time. If you would respond either by this email or you can call myself or Brian. Thank you, Dunn Engineers. As far as I'm concerned, we got to see the water project before we even think about the sewer project.
I'm not aware we have a sewer project right now.
Now, when we were talking to Steve Thrasher, he said there's money there for a sewer project. But we're not to that point yet. We still have, what's that plan over there? And then, from the trustees and state auditor's office, reminder of deadlines for submitting budget revisions. June 15th is the date to have the final budget revision for the current fiscal year. The state auditor must be in receipt of the final budget revision for the current fiscal year by June 15th. This deadline will ensure sufficient time to review, approve, and return requests from the municipality before fiscal year end. Remember, the budget revisions cannot be entered into your books until they have been approved by our office. So we have to pick a date between here and 15th.
15th on Monday.
You have that all so we can match it with our budget.
I'm getting the numbers in. Is what I'm going to, as soon as I get through this, another audit.
Okay. Okay, and we did the COVID-19 testing Friday. We had a total of 210 people in Piedmont tested. Kaiser had 304 tested. And at my conference call on Monday, they said out of the 514, there was only 3 positive. So that was a good thing. That's all my correspondence. Anybody else have anything? Okay, officers' reports. Paul?
Well, the public started to open back up a little bit, and some restrictions are being lifted. We did have a visit from the health department several weeks ago now, actually it's April 20th, and they picked out some things, nothing major, just basic, wear, tear, upkeep, things like that.
They want to mulch too, didn't they?
Yeah. So Eric and I looked at it today, went over everything that they mentioned, and he kind of had a game plan together for what to do with it. Again, it's nothing hugely major, it's just, wear and tear on stuff that just needs to be updated. Of course, it's, things are being open, things are going to be out there. We do want to make sure that it's fixed, and, what I would like to do is get those things fixed and then make a response to the health department. So let them know that we have done that work, it's going to open them and do nothing and say, see next year. But the guys went back and kind of all dressed and all weedy. It was beautiful, but just like all of our yards, 3 days later, there come dandelions and clover. Quickly. Yes, but they did do a very nice job on it. And thankfully, most of what the health department pointed out was just basic maintenance. It feels as well.
Yeah, mulch is the biggest one, really. That's the biggest deal.
I was supposed to contact Jack
Yeah.
and see if we could get that donated. I don't know if that's happened or not.
He's usually good about that.
That's
And
good.
his mom also also needs some, so I'll probably see him bringing a big truckload up and giving her some, giving us the rest of it. Hopefully.
But other than that, there's really not anything going on there. Hopefully next meeting we'll give you an update on the repairs and reply to your comments.
And the paint's in the pool. I was gonna leave the meeting today and start, but it looks like it might rain.
After 2 p.m., we're supposed to get very nasty storms.
I don't see any rain. I don't see any painting in my future.
Not today. Watercolors maybe.
Rick?
I don't really have anything there. Basically, we've been real busy cutting grass with the pool, and we're about to be real busy with the pool. Last week was pretty uneventful. We were kind of scattered about because one of Luke's guys went down. He got put in the hospital with fluid on his heart.
Who?
Roy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think most of last week we were just bouncing back and forth between trying to get stuff done here and there, you know what I mean? And then, of course, checking CSOs, the hose, little tires to talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right now it's just grass cutting, off fire hydrant flushing, we're still doing that.
You're still flushing the
Yeah,
hydrants?
because I'm only doing about 3 a day until we get them all done, so. But there's been a couple days where we didn't get any, you know what I mean, just because of whatever we were doing that day. But, that's really all I got. What about Home Fest? Are we doing that? No Home Fest?
Suze?
Well, I tried to hold off as long as I could about Home Fest, but 2 of the major things that take place during Home Fest, the Fishing Rodeo and the Lisa Lee Run, they both postponed their stuff. So I think for the best interest of everybody, is just postpone it this year and look forward for next year.
Delisa Wade running about postponing it?
They're doing a virtual one online.
How do you do that? Just run a place?
I don't know. I mean, I know, you know, her mom was on there and she was talking about, you know, if anybody has any ideas on how to go about this, she had heard about it, but she is doing an auction. I mean, she's still, you know, trying to raise money for it, but it's just not going to be a race. But they said they were going to do a virtual race. I'm looking forward to see how they do it too.
I don't see it.
Oh,
I'll pass this. This is the profit and loss statement. See what business the city's done here since
That's for May. That's
May
for
20
May.
until today. So I'll pass it around. You guys can look at that if you like. Got any questions? The city clerk's right there. And I know we'll have answers. And I want to give you the balance of our 3 major accounts. Our sewer fund, we're in the negative right now, but that will change, like I said before, it goes up and down. Money goes in, money comes out, but we're $56 in the red, I guess you'd say in the red, it's below.
And again, I explained, that's only in QuickBooks because we have one check out there that has not cleared. But the 2 bond payments came out yesterday.
Okay.
So that's what made it, you know. But when I do the deposit today, that will be back up in the black.
Okay. All right, in the water, we have $822.34. And then our general fund, $1,240.83. I want to give just a little bit of update. We're still progressing on the stage. So I don't know how we're doing on the shirts because I've been away for a couple of weeks with dealing with my daughter.
I have 65 sold, and that's
Wow.
not to the local people, people close to me that wait till the last minute. But I figured we could have 100, if I could order them by Friday, we'd get free shipping on them.
Wonderful.
If you want me to go ahead and order, maybe just go ahead and order like 100, and that would leave 25.
Why would you do that if we don't know the size?
That's true. But it only takes 2 weeks for them to come in. We can do a first order, and then if people like them, we can do a second order. And that can be a running fundraiser, because it's a 2-week turnover period.
I That's great. All right, so hopefully we'll all buy a shirt. Everybody in town will buy a shirt as well as a brick, and we can get this project going. Again, Rick talked about how bad shape the country's in, and it is in bad shape. Our town is in bad shape, and this is something positive.
Yep.
We need positive. So I hope everybody in this town will purchase a brick, purchase a shirt, and help us to move things forward here a little bit. So I just want to say I thank you folks for your prayers and for asking me about my daughter. Been in intensive care. I'll just give a small update. In intensive care for 18 days on the ventilator for 2 weeks. So we're off the ventilator and progressing. And hopefully before the day's up, we'll be out of intensive care. But thank you all for your concern, and that's where I've been. Hopefully you missed me. I missed you didn't miss me, okay? But that's where I've been. That's what I've been dealing with. So that's all I have.
Good, but yeah, that will be news.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Carrie? What have you been working on?
Do I have to?
You don't have to.
We're in the process of going through another audit with the Public Service Commission. I have sent, I have copied, I volunteered someone to help me because it's overwhelming. They wanted stuff back from 17 on that had already been packed away when the auditors did the audit in January. So we had to get all that back out. She's already come. Social distance, the police had to put the box outside the building one day about a month ago. She came, she picked it up, she left, and now she wants blood, it feels like. But, you know, she is a very nice girl, and I talked to her yesterday. Paula did have to call her and say, look, you know, I cannot be doing copying. I mean, right now there's a stack of papers this big. She wanted a copy of every check. That is impossible because M&T Bank does not send you copies of checks. So you have to get online, you have to bring that check up, you have to print it out, one page. And I mean, you know, for 2 years worth of bank statements, it's a stack this big. So anyway, she must have talked to her supervisor yesterday, and I told her, she said, well, can you scan it or put it on a flash drive? I said, I could have, yeah, if you would have said this when they was being printed out. I said, now, I don't have the equipment. I mean, I cannot even put 50 pages in one of those printers to scan. I mean, it's just old equipment. And I said, it would take me a week. You know, if I have to order checks from the bank, it would take, I don't know how long. And Kathy, when I talked to Kathy about it, she's the one that told me to print them out. So I did that, and then the day after, she wants them on a zip drive. I said, I don't have time to scan all those pages and put them on a zip drive. Yes, I can do it, but no, I don't have the time. So she talked to her supervisor. She called me yesterday. She is going to be coming in tomorrow and will be here tomorrow and Friday to do this audit, so I don't have to do her job anymore. Period. And that's the way it is. So, we are getting audited once again.
What's the basis?
I have no idea.
They just said they want to do it.
I don't know how this one came about, other than the fact of us going in front of that judge, and I was told by her that if it did not go our way, we would get audited. But she did not tell me it was going to be clear back from 16, which I have no record of anything in 16. I don't know how they did books. It certainly wasn't on QuickBooks, and I don't even see a spreadsheet that makes sense to me because I don't know where they got the numbers. So,
thankfully she's got everything.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Doing wonderful.
and I told her yesterday on the phone, I said whoever was doing the books wasn't doing the books. And that's just the way I feel about this town. They wasn't. I said not at least to the point where it would make sense to anyone, and that's why they always got cited during audits. And the Fiore even said, you know, that it is much better now, and that was in January. But I don't know how they did it. I've been doing books for 40 years and I have no idea how they did it. Old school, old handwriting. Well, and none of it made any sense to me when I got here.
Well, we've improved it, that's
Yes.
we've improved it and we continue to improve on it. And you learn from your mistakes and you learn from, and that's what we're doing.
Well, and
Make things better, we are making things better.
and you know,
Everybody deserves a chance to do that. You know, you take what you're given and you try to make it better. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And doing a good job.
no, like I said, we're just trying to get through this audit and hopefully, you know, well, we're gonna have to start another one for next year, but anyway. It's just making me tired.
Okay, we're to Greg, and we'll just go right on down to unfinished business for the water and sewer and get you up.
Okay, where we're at right now, of course, we're down to 45 days. The mill still intends to stop treating their own water in 45 days. Again, at the end of the month, end of July, they want their facility black. They've had some third-party people come in to look, but not at that part of the facility. They've looked at the warehouse and see if they can reassign it to do other work, but no paper companies are coming in to run the whole facility or generate their own electricity. We've been in communication. We had a conference call, me and Paul with Steptoe Johnson and Verso. We've settled any differences in how the work's to be done. They've ordered the stuff to tie into the raw water. Dunn Engineering is requesting that they go smaller on some of the stuff. They don't need as much as what they was ordering. Region 8, and then everything's been approved that we can draw down on the grant, so it's not going to cost us anything. They can legally pay up to 50% of the cost. The estimated cost was $63,000. I think it's going to come in a little under that with what they have to do. That's a pressure reducing valve, strainer, isolation valve, flow meter. They sent me drawings of everything that they're going to do. The work itself can be done in one day. I don't want it done too soon, but we need to leave a cushion in there in case there's issues with any part of it. We can correct it before the middle of July. Got together with Carrie, went over the cost with what our income will be with the rate increase. It looks doable by the budget in the perfect world. But one of the biggest issues, and what I'd like to do, maybe at the next meeting, is have a PowerPoint to show people exactly where the bills are going to be, what it's going to cost, what we should have left. But in the end, 40% of our people don't pay their bills on time. That's what hurts. You know, now, like I said the last meeting, for what we pay in the late fee, our bills didn't go up that much. 40% pay them on time, they come out a couple dollars ahead. So that's where we're at. We're looking at the final wording on the contract. The mill, we are getting granted a right of way. To do this, it will last up to 18 months. When the water line gets connected before then, we'll switch over onto that. But we've talked to who I believe are everyone that needs to be involved, seems to be okay with it. The potable water, we sent pictures to Dunn Engineering, because they're supposed to be on a no travel, but I told them, we're not doing your job for you. You all need to check things out up here, you need to send somebody up there. Because they was under the impression they would be going under two different sets of tracks in Piedmont. Oh no, you're going to one. It's 3 tracks, but that's only one, and it's already encased. No, there's tracks down by when you cross the bridge. Not in Piedmont, there's not. There's no rail you're going under down there. So I told them, you need to send somebody up, and if we need to get together, we'll go over, and you can show me where you're going. I know they sent me a map, but they're getting the permits in line to do that, so I think it's going along smoothly, but me personally, I will be encouraging people, pay your bill on time. That's how you're going to pay for this. We're down to 271 taps.
275 was printed out today.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that varies, so.
And the point also is I haven't put penalties on the last 2 months because of the covert, and I haven't been able to shut anybody off.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, like you said, 40% it's over $200 that hasn't paid.
Well, for this PowerPoint, we could just go ahead and have that next meeting in the evening and maybe start at 5:30 with the PowerPoint.
However you want to do
So
it.
people can come out.
Just let me know if that's what they want, if that's what you want to do, we'll have it set up.
I think
And I'll
that-
try to explain where we're at, and hopefully that'll make people feel better about, what's going on.
Well, maybe you can come to a 6 o'clock meeting, 2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, already wake up call.
Then we'll plan on doing an evening meeting with the public hearing, so everybody can come to the I bet there's a screen right there, Greg.
What's that?
There's a screen right there.
Excellent.
That's fine.
Starting at 5:30,
It will start at 5:30. Do the PowerPoint for 5:30 to 6.
public meeting.
Sound good to everybody? All right.
The one thing I do want to meet with you after is the fire hydrants. We don't, I'm glad we're checking, but if we get too many out of service, we need to make sure we have arrangements to.
There's only, I think, 3 right out of 27, I think there's 3 and they're all marked.
Okay. But that's something in probably some critical places that we need to make sure we have a plan to get it fixed as soon as possible. But I'll get with you on that after.
Okay, while we're on the water situation, I got from Dunn Engineering enclosed is our invoice number 2 for the city of Piedmont water main connection to Westernport. This invoice is for the planning phase and emergency raw water connector lines. I need a motion to send this amendment.
I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? Motion carried. And I also have a memorandum of understanding between the city of Piedmont and Region 8 Development for the emergency water project. This is just that instead of reading all of it, it's just stating that it'll go through them, the drawdowns and everything, that they assist us in all our grant agreements and all our projects, and they take care of the drawdown for us. And it's something we got signed every year with them. That's a memorandum of understanding that we work together on this. Need a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to accept the memorandum of understanding.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried over, that and signed, maybe that's today. Okay, city vehicles.
Right now, I've been working on an audit. Eric took me around, we've got some pictures of everything we've accumulated. Some of the stuff's got to go. Even if it goes to the scrapyard, at least you get something out of it. Maybe by next meeting, I'll have those and those pictures, and everybody can see what we built up over the years and, see what we need to keep and what we need to get rid of.
One thing I forgot to mention, I did put there, remember that checklist I showed you? So I put that into play like yesterday, 2 days ago, so.
Good deal.
Monday, yeah, so we'll pretty much start in June, and we'll have that.
What did we, end up doing on that truck?
We haven't given him an answer yet. He found a cheaper motor, has a little more miles on it, which, if the engine's in good shape, the miles don't concern me. Shouldn't be leaving town anyway. You know, it ain't like we should be racking a whole lot of miles over on it. What I'd like to see is what we can get out of what we need to get rid of, whether it's having an auction. I mean, there's the dump truck, there's 2 police cars, there's a police car with a busted back rear hatch. We gotta decide, hey, either fix it or get rid of it, but we got loan payments on that, so we gotta be careful. But I think we got about, probably come up with close to 9, 10, 11 vehicles total.
That is pretty much right.
I mean, they're not all licensed, right?
No, they're not licensed, they're not insured, but it makes no sense to leave them sit down there in what I call a graveyard. And Rod, if you can get, guess what, if you take a scrapyard and get $500 out of it, get $500 out of it.
I've had several people that shown interest for a couple of them too.
Yeah. That Cadillac police car to me, it's almost a lot. I don't know what damage is done, someone said the transmission's locked up.
That's what I heard, the transmission was locked up.
Yeah.
That and they ripped something out of the belly of it when they were trying to move it down there. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it's got something. I can't remember though. That wasn't ours.
Would it help to get a mechanic to look these over? Anybody?
Well, some of them are well beyond mechanic.
They just need to be gone.
Well, I mean like those ones.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have somebody look at it so they can tell them, and people gotta understand, like they bids on it, it's as is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. But we got a list of what we believe is wrong with, like the one beside the fire hall, the yoke and stuff like that, so. I'll try to get that ready in the next 2 weeks, and we can talk about that in the next meeting also.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. New business, we got Walker from Municipality Judge. We were looking into John Lusk, and he had to do schooling, and we were sharing him with Elk Garden. Well, Elk Garden does not want to have a municipal judge, so we would have to pay the full price for the training. And this guy is already trained, he wouldn't have to pay for his training, and he just charges $100 for when he does do the court, which how many do we do?
Maybe 3 a year.
Maybe 3 a year. So, if you want to make a motion to look into getting him instead of getting John Lusk training.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor? Opposed? Call Mr. Walker back. The collection agency, whose baby is that?
Well, I guess mine.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to vote. I found a collection agency, of course, that does not charge unless they recover money. They will not do any accounts under $100. So Greg, the Savior, sat there and went through, I don't know, maybe 70-ish
Yeah.
accounts that we still have, that, you know, I have found in the system that people have been gone for years, never paid. This company has access to, you know, of course, anything that a collection agency would do. But they, you know, can bring up every address. She was telling me how they could find them. So, and if I think that's our best way to go.
Get past bills.
Yes.
Move on.
But like I
We're talking
said,
around $12,000
yeah.
Yeah.
is what's owed the city. So,
And these are people that are not here anymore. They fly by night, you know, or move out at night. But yeah, Greg got a total, did a Excel worksheet on it, and that's how many there are. And that's only the ones that was over $100. Some of them was 900, 700, 400, you know. And we still probably have, what, maybe 15 that's under 100, maybe. But those we could go and do the, you know, county clerk or the circuit court for. But these here, you know, we're not gonna be able to find these people because the only address I have is the one that they lived at in Piedmont. So, but I think, you know, I really think that it would be good if we could hire, they only keep 15%. Like a lot of them keep 50, you know. That one in Morgantown, but I called them, they went out of business and they were keeping 50%.
Really?
Yeah. And they only collect if they collect. So, put it that way.
Did they clear up on the statute of limitations on that?
10 years, I think it is.
I think it's well worth pursuing.
I do too. Because all of these have been within the time that I've been here.
Okay.
And that's been it'll be 3 years next month. So all of these are the ones that I've picked that kept coming out of the system every month, and, you know, or I'd send out the bills and they'd come back in the mail and I'd find out those people don't even live there.
Right.
So, but I think it would be worth it to sign up with them and let them go after some of these people if, you know, if they find half of them.
I was gonna say, even if we recoup
Yeah.
half of it, that's half the even.
Okay, motion to act.
I make a motion that we contact that collection agency to sign up for the service.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, and the grants for recyclable trash, I called the company and they sent me a couple of the grant applications themselves for basically some, this one from Mannington. The main thing was the city would like to hold a fall cleanup day. This would involve 2 dumpsters being set by Mannington Refuse Building, blah, blah, blah. And to pay for having it hauled away. And that's what our cleanup is.
Yes.
So, and that's the one that said matching. They said the matching would be for volunteers, so it would be no cost to the city. So I was gonna go ahead and fill out one of these grants. Get paid, I mean, the EPA said they give us dumpsters.
Yeah.
But this,
Yeah, the EPA was gonna give us dumpsters and gloves, and bags, and all that kind of stuff.
would they be paying for us to take it to the dump?
They pay for all,
All they pay for all
yeah,
that?
they're gonna pay for all of it. But with all this COVID and all that going on,
Right.
they were shut down, so.
I'll still apply for this and so we can
Okay,
maybe even after they're gone, keep a dumpster, buy a dumpster and keep it there for the bigger things to keep people from trashing. And then we can call it to the dump ourselves. I'll fill it out. I can't lose anything, it's my game shop. I'll do that. Hydrant hose.
Okay, so, our jetter hose is like, our jetter is like the backbone of our sewage. You know, the sewage jobs we do around here, we use it all the time. Luke borrows it all the time. And the foreman from Luke came to me, wanted to know, because there's been 3 different occasions now we've been using that jetter, and the hose has actually got snagged in the line and been tore apart. So it started out as a 300-foot hose. I don't even know what it is now. It's probably like 180. I don't know. But, and it's been coupled too, so anytime we hit a T or a junction, it won't bend past that. Foreman from Luke came and asked me if it'd be all right if we bought another hose and us and Luke could split on it. And I think it would come out to like $800 for the hose and the nozzle. And so that would be like, we pay $400, they pay $400. That's the gist of it.
How long we had that hose?
We got that
2 to 3.
Yeah, that's probably right. Right after Ernie came in, he's the one that got that. But we use it all the time, all the time. But they don't, when you get a new one, they only send you one, you know what I mean? This is gonna be like our spare backup hose. I mean, but we're gonna wind up using it, like I said, because the other ones are coupled together. It's a patchwork hose right now, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. But that's the gist of that.
And speaking of that, I was talking to the health department yesterday, and he was still talking about, was that 186 up there?
Yeah, yeah.
And Jim Hannes had offered to come up and help do whatever you could on the outside, if you guys would like oversee it.
Yeah.
They get back to me to get that problem straightened out on in that sewage.
Yeah, alright.
While we're talking about Jim Hanna, why can't we pursue or ask Jim, talk to Kaiser, and I'll do it if nobody else wants to do it, and get their street sweeper up here, and go through every street in this town, and get the rocks and clean the street. Last time I talked to them, they said they didn't have
We
it.
just ran the street sweeper about 3 weeks ago, man. You remember you and I talked, and I had to go out right after we got our Bobcat back.
You're just talking about the Bobcat with the brush.
Yeah, that's.
I'm talking about this big major street sweeper that puts water down and does all that. Yeah, they have one. Last time I talked to them guys, they didn't have one.
I was
but now
actually
they do.
talking to Damon, the mayor of Kaiser, last week, and he said if there was anything we needed, give him a call and they would do whatever they could to help us out.
There you go.
So.
They helped us out on the sewer at Ducky's
Yeah.
already, so.
Next
Well, I think it'd be good if
He
we,
approached me and he said if there's anything we can do, give us a call, we'd be glad to come up.
well, with everybody's permission, I'll contact them.
Now, they, I told him I can call him, but you can contact
All right,
him.
hey, Amanda, talk to them, and see if we can get them up here. I think we need it. I mean, that Bobcat can only do so much brush if we need.
I've seen that through streets.
Yeah, it's not. Years ago, when I was on the council before, I got the one from Luke. They had it. They no longer have it now, but.
Yeah, he just, it was just last week, they're working in front of my aunt's house, they're doing that creek. And he come over and started talking to me, he said, if you ever need anything up there, don't hesitate to call. He said, we'll do what we can to help you. And you can even quote me on that if you're calling. He did tell me that.
I'll get with you.
Okay.
If they're gonna be good enough to do something like that, I think we need to coordinate with Eric
Yeah.
to make sure we need to trim weeds around the sidewalks and stuff, have everything fresh.
Yes.
You ready?
You
Yeah.
don't want them to come up through and then turn around and have weeds around the
I
sidewalk.
mean, our Bobcat and the brush, that's fine. But once a year, I don't see why we can't do this, at least once a year.
All right. And I have got Piedmont Town Clerk. Carrie's in that office by herself every day. She's gonna have to have a vacation sooner or later. She's gonna get sick one day.
Hey, I tested negative. I tested.
But like I said, we used to have, it doesn't have to be an everyday. Like I said, our court
Well,
time
and
used to be a 20-hour.
Are you talking about a part-time clerk or are you talking about a fill-in clerk?
What would work, that's it.
I mean, I'm looking at it from a financial end
Right.
to make sure it's something we
That
can
would be
swing.
up to you guys, but I'm telling you one thing, if they're not there at least a couple of days a week, they're not going to grasp how to do the water.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is, you
I
know,
still ask for
Phil never got it. Believe me. But, you know, I'm just talking about if they're not, like my, when I was the part-time clerk, I worked 9 to 2 and was off on Wednesday. So if that's the way you wanted to do it, then that would, you know, and my big thing was the water and the police. Everything else, you know, was, unless I was asked for help, and I did the agendas, you know. But if that's the way you wanna go, then that would be, or they could have like, just work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you know.
Is Michelle interested?
Michelle works at Rocky Gap. She's just volunteering her time now because she's bored.
If it hadn't been for her copying every check, I don't know what I would've done.
But that part's the out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
The audit,
Well, yes,
you
yes.
know,
But I, you know, even kidded with Michelle, and she went,
Not-
nah, she has no desire.
I'm just looking at it from a financial end, because we still haven't gotten, at least for him.
Right. Here we go.
We need to do that and figure out how we're gonna work that.
Mhm.
Well, I wasn't making very much. I mean, and part-time. So, but, and like Paula said, you know, once the library gets back open, who's gonna cover for me if I gotta take a day off? Knock on wood, but I don't wanna get sick or, but I do wanna go to the beach in September. Just saying. So somebody better get in there and learn, you know.
I think if we do it, we need to look at it and see exactly how we want to set it up, exactly what we're gonna pay before we commit to
Okay.
it. You know,
We'll put that on the next one.
Table that.
Yeah.
Put that in the hole. Speaking about Eric's replacement, did we ever talk to the guys in the mill to see one of them guys?
they're not licensed in West Virginia.
Oh, there,
Did Tim ever get
I
back?
talked to Tim, he's supposed to get back to me, he could fill in if you get, you know, deployed.
He has guards or something next month.
No, like the 13th, and I don't know the dates, but I know at least the 13th and the 14th I gotta be in Morgantown. And it might be longer, I gotta find out. I got an email yesterday. So,
And that's something else you might need to talk to Kyle about.
And I think he even said that he could send one of his water operators up.
Yeah.
you did say that.
Not Ernie.
You don't want to put a big investment in it because you get on the potable water, you're not going to need a license.
Right.
You're going to need a distribution operator.
Okay. We'll think about that and have that on.
Good.
Anybody else have anything?
Well, with, right now with this going on in this country, and according to what the governor of the state has said, he can be called out at any time.
Oh, I know.
Because the governor said he's not gonna put up with it. He said, I will order my national guard out ASAP, and that commanding officer says we're already ready. He's doing,
I think that's crazy that I haven't done all COVID shit.
Well, we only got one application and he wasn't certified.
Right.
Just a young kid out of high school. you
Yeah,
know,
I saw-
somebody
I
that's
saw-
already class two.
So we can't, you know,
We don't want to pay and train somebody that not need them.
Right, that's the issue you're running
You
into.
know, I was hoping Tim
we
would
got
come back,
Jackson
or like I said, call somebody from the advisory come up.
and Ernie.
what do you say?
Nothing.
Just put that in.
just keep him out of the city, so they can straight from there to there.
Thank you.
Nobody has anything else?
It walks.
And then we'll listen to the guy.
Okay.
We'll calm down. Derek, this is gonna be probably you, Rick. Both.
What is it now?
We had an incident last week. After all the work that everybody's going to put these fire pots out,
Yeah.
get them planted, we had someone in town, parked east, I guess, on Ashfield Street, did a U-turn in the middle of Ashfield Street, ran up on the curb and destroyed one of those freshly planted pots and kept holding them. So we have, and I saw it today, I was watering the flowers in
Video?
front of the bank.
Did you check the video at the store?
Oh, we got one, yeah.
I got it.
Carl's gone.
I called Carl Duckworth and he did watch his film the next day. He's supposed to be putting it on zip drive.
Yeah.
Those are set.
So,
Dolly has it down there too.
It's too far up the street though for Dolly.
so anyway, again, common sense, people, you like it there, so we need, like ASAP, no U-turn signs posted.
Yeah, we don't have
That's
any.
not gonna stop them. I'll watch.
At least
them
they're
all the time.
posted. I know if it's posted and we can catch them on camera, then we have our.
Because they're usually right there where you come down off the hill, yeah, right in front of Dolly's, right?
There and up at the Philistine, I watch him come down, out of Duck Keys, come down and with right around there, hit the stop sign.
Well, where do you want the signs at? I mean,
Well, I don't know, I haven't looked at the polls,
We'll-
but I definitely think there needs to be one as soon as you come into town. Probably at least three, one beginning. of
Yeah, this
the-
happened right in front of Ducky's.
Oh, yeah, I seen one the other day, a white van, and I was sitting in the drive-thru getting cigarettes, and I saw a guy come down, and just used right there, you know, at Dolly's driveway, and someone was coming down, and I thought they were gonna hit each other. I thought for sure it was gonna happen, it's gonna happen right in front of them.
But we might have to order them to make.
Yeah, there's no such
I
thing
don't
as,
think we have any.
yeah,
I don't remember seeing any of that.
no, there's not, I just went through all the signs last week when we put the COVID ones up. I don't think we have, but we can find some, I'm sure you can, somehow Google or whatever.
But I think they need to do it as soon as possible.
Yeah, it is ridiculous, people doing that. Ridiculous.
Well, he knew he did it because there was a witness to it, and
Yeah.
he flagged at him, and the guy just kept right over going across the bridge. Of course, you know, they're all tags.
Good for you.
Hey, I resemble that
I
We
think
would
they're
call
on
you.
tax, too.
Okay, so the next meeting will be June 17th. It'll beginning at 5:30. We'll have a public hearing with the PowerPoint by Greg. Regular meeting start thereafter. We'll get that advertised on the city page, see if they'll put it in the paper. Maybe on the door. Anybody wants to come out and check out the PowerPoint presentation, we'll get that going. And we'll go Second.
Second.
That's the area, yes.
Second.
A second.
All in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.